I'm going to do a real quick walkthrough here on the 72 Camaro that's for sale. Just a quick walk around, point out any issues with it, which there's none over here, but it was taken apart to be painted. These weather strips haven't been put back in yet. They're in the car, along with the mirror that needs to go back on. The glass has, like, overspray on it and stuff. A little bit of cleanup to do, but it was never painted, so the glass was never cleaned. The next step was to just finish the block sanding and then give it a spray job. The car's nice and straight, as you can see. Put the emblems back on, the weather strips back on, and drive it like this. This bezel's in the car. I think the other one's actually on. If you look at the other side, it's on. Let's see, the steps before he painted it was, there's a little pinhole in the steel here that he put a little body filler on. So that just needs to be sanded off. The hood's brand new, the fenders are new metal. Here, the headlight bezel is kind of on this one, you can see. You can see there's no rust whatsoever, and all this stuff is solid. This side has the mirror and then the weather strips and stuff put back on it. So right here, another weather strip. No lock cylinders. I lost one, and you need them to be the same for the keys to open the doors or whatever. But now that I think about it, with that other door shape, you only will need one. But you'll need the trunk one too, because I have to open that with a screwdriver. Back here, oh, that light's just in the car. I'll probably put that on here maybe when I get home from work today. So there's another spot with body filler on it. My body guy was gonna get rid of the seams in the car, so there was a seam there. The filler over there, you're supposed to sand that smooth and then paint it. These panels are welded together, so the filler won't crack at all. It just, if you wanted to take a grinder and cut it back apart and just knock this stuff off of there, you could just have the original seam. It just seems like this. He was going to get rid of all them, but he only got to one. I think he welded this one together, but didn't get the Bondo on it yet to make it smooth. So there's just a little bit of work left for the body shop. We'll go underneath real quick. Underneath has no issues that I've seen. Frame rails look good. Get a little closer look of where these leaf springs bolt up is the frame rail, which is right there. Pretty solid looking. There's no issues back here. If you look way back there, you'll see that rust. That's the floor. That's the trunk floor pan. Right there. It comes in from the trunk floor and then folds down. That's a piece that's rusted out there. So there's a little rust in the trunk, which I'll show you from the trunk view. Go inside the interior. All these are Sony Explode 6x9s, I guess. I thought they were MTXs. I might have told somebody, but as far as the interior, everything's good for gauges. Gas gauge isn't hooked up because there's a fuel cell put in there. The wires have to be hooked up. This is, like I said, this project voltmeter works great. RPMs, miles per hour is not hooked up to the transmission yet. It's as simple as a cable adapter, I guess. But so that's why it says 0 miles on the car. These gauges haven't even been in there that long. Tack works fine. oil pressure works fine, water temperature works fine, so they're all hooked up and working great. The radio is, I don't know if it didn't, oh, it works, okay. I don't know if it would work without a key. It's an older Sony Explorer, but I just listen to the radio when I cruise every once in a while, so. Dash is in decent shape. The headliner is, like new. There's not a rip in it. Seems a little wrinkly right now. I suppose you just gotta pull it tighter or something on the edges. Oh yeah, because those trim panels aren't on all the way. They're just sitting there. Back seat. I mean, everything in here is just a little scuffed up. I suppose someone could just kind of sand it a little and dye it or leave it. These buckets are real ugly. But they're in here so I can drive the car. Gotta have your fire extinguisher. Got the B&M quick shift. This is how you operate all the starting, and it's got electric fans in it now, but it's like the ignition and fans work. The water pump isn't electric, and the accessories I don't think turns anything on. So you flip up ignition and hit start. It's about 7 in the morning right now, so I cannot start this thing up. I can do another video later for that, but it sounds awesome. You can see the full induction hood. You can see right down into the engine bay, but I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up. Even this mirror's like an aftermarket deal, so it's cool. It's got dome lights in the mirror. Okay, gotta get to the end of this video here. So, here's a box of parts. There's the mirror I told you about. There's the headlight bezel. There's an extra light. Here's the light for the back. There's another door handle. There's the trim for the side. The weather strips in the trunk. Let's go back there. The door panels are in pretty good shape. It's got the pieces or whatever here. And then, there's an emblem that goes here because it's used to, I don't have that emblem. This is here just for the mirror. Oops. Power mirror. They need to be screwed back on too. They're just hanging there right now. And then there's a piece of tape on the bottom because the vinyl was pulling away. Someone told me you could just glue it back on, but I just taped it so it won't get worse. Alright, let me get this trunk opened up. I'll show you the rust that's on the car. Okay. When we were taking it apart, we found an old license plate from '74 in there. Alright, rust. Let's see if this camera will pick it up. Yep, you can see the daylight through it. Right there. The holes are just those plugs. I know you can get them at any parts store. But if you look right there, some rust. So you gotta get these plugs. I don't have them. They're just a round piece of metal in it, so you can pop them out and let water out of the trunk or whatever they're for. I think that's what they're for. It could be cleaner in here, and then there's the rust hole on this side that I was saying. You can see that the quarters have been replaced because there's the sticker, and you can actually see the weld right there. Where the quarters were replaced. That's about it. It's a good car. So, like I said, I can't start it right now or else I would.